in
Mm.
12. And when I entered the university, I learned that there is a sounds for the letters. I didn't know that before
Yeah.
because we learned A, B, C, D that way. Yeah, in this way.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I
we
stopped.
didn't learn the sound of that letter. We didn't learn the phonics. And
Yeah.
now my student, I teach them what letter is this and what sound does it make. And then even that I write the word after they learn all of the alphabet, so I write some words that they have learned on the board, and I get them listen to my pronunciation about that word, and guess what sound do you hear of this word, and they guess that, and then I so the next time I didn't write any words on the board, and I just put out some like randomly the word, and then they can hear the sound, and they can tell me that what letters that they hear, and I write it out on the board, and it's really like if
Very
it is
nice.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, effective way.
Nice. Well, I want to change my job. Inshallah, I will change it. I want to go for a kindergarten. Yeah, inshallah.
Let's give
Okay,
it a
so Hind,
try.
Hind, do you have any question to ask Fong about teaching or how it is
Uh,
in Vietnam?
yeah. Yes, I want to ask a question. How many students are there in your class?
Yeah. So normally my class is about like 10 students. Yeah.
Oh,
And
nice.
the maximum students are 15 because it's too many. And if I have the class of like 15 students, I will have the other teacher, the teacher
Uh,
assistant,
uh, teacher
because
assistant. Yes.
yeah, because only I because they are kids, so they normally just have a lot of energy. They run around and scream,
Yeah.
you
And you need
know.
to control
Yeah,
them.
and they like it's impossible for them to just stay put in their chair
Yeah.
and focus on the lesson. So like for about 10 minutes after I teach them an exercise, and I will get them like stand up and do some like active exercise, and yeah, so they can
Nice.
keep that focusing on the lesson. Yeah.
Well, I have in each class 30 students. So in general, I teach 180 students. That is another reason that
One.
I want to change the school and go for kindergarten because they are too many, and we don't have a teacher assistant.
Ah,
Wow.
100.
Yeah, 180.
Oh my
So she
god.
has no, she has six classes
Yeah,
with
six.
30
Yeah,
students in each class.
yes.
So 30 students in each class with
Ah.
six classes. It's a total of
Yeah.
180. But 30 students is a lot of students if they're
Yes.
8 years old
Here.
only
Yes.
in
Here.
one class with no teacher assistant.
No
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Even though if I want to let them to go to gain the information and to focus on their studies, but I can't sometimes because they are too many. Yeah, I can't control them sometimes.
Like we can just keep an eye on them like all the time. Like sometimes for some students that who is more significant, so they tend to raise our hands, so they tend to get our attention, so we will like focus more on them, and we just like
Mhm.
forgot them like by chance, forgot some students by chance because they are too like quiet in the class. Until that we realize that we are ignoring them or something, so we just get them
Yeah.
to stand up and answer some questions. Yeah.
Mm. So students, what do you do when you have a difficult student? If you have a troublemaking student in class, how do you handle that? So Hind, your students are a little older, so they
Yeah.
might be a little more troublemaking than Feng's students.
Yeah, so much of troublemaker. Yeah, they are a troublemaker.
Mm.
Troublemakers. Sorry. Well, usually I put them in front of me and I let them to help me. to help me, for example, to switch between the slides or to clean the
Oh.
class. Or يعني, I'm trying to control them. But for example, today I just make a call on my phone to ask why there's a student is absent today. So there's three students who they are fighting each other. Yani just in 1 minute or 2 minutes. Imagine that they are
Mhm.
fighting each other. They are on the land, in the floor,
Mhm.
and yeah. Sometimes you can't control them. Yani sometimes you can, but yeah, sometimes you can't. It comes out of your hands. Yeah.
But
I
even that,
like your
yeah.
idea, though, about giving them something to do
Yeah.
in the class. So, Fongo, what about you? When a student is causing trouble or too noisy
Mm,
or disrupting the class, what
yeah.
do you do?
So for kids, because I have two type of students, like one are kids, and the one
Mm,
is kids, and the other is students from like in seventh grade, so it's kind of
mhm,
teenager. So
Oh.
mhm,
I'm encountering that I encounter a
mhm,
lot of like I encounters the problems with problem to their teenager students more than kids, because
mhm.
for
Yeah.
kids, if I just like take it really seriously, they can kind of afraid of me, and they just
Mm.
like they can keep quiet when when I told them that
Mhm,
you cannot like scream out or just be quiet for a little bit. They
mhm,
scared me for a bit. But
mhm.
for teenager students, actually, so I don't know, but
They do
sometimes,
not listen.
yeah, they
Even
didn't
if you
listen
wake
at
them, even
all.
if you call their parents, they do not. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I just hope less for them, because now I'm still struggling with them, and I'm still finding out the ways
Mm.
to like to solve this problem. But I think that some tips that I have used, and I think that is effectively like I involve the materials of my lesson with games, and
Mm.
Mhm.
especially games on TV, games on telephones, but
Mhm.
it's not work if I want to get them speaking, and
Mm.
I have to say that my students at the age of like at their in their teenagers, they
Mhm.
kind of really lazy. They kind of like
Yeah.
procrastinating to speak.
Mhm.
They don't want to speak. They just want to learn like in a way that more easier. Like they just want to multiple choice of
Yeah.
exercise, from game, and they don't want to put out the words. And it's not work if because we learned a language. The goal is learning a language is the communication. Yeah, and
Yes.
I'm still struggling with them, because I think that because they are getting older than kids, so
Mm.
to make it work, it is really important that both teacher and students have one goal to like force ourselves to practice. So it's only just me like to force them to speak. It's not work. Even that I make the I make the role play or some kind of
Mm.
that, and have the subscription for them to put it out, to speak it out. But they kind of like don't want to don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Because if they're wrong, so they're at the age that
But
if they make a mistake, they feel that the other students will laugh at them. Uh,
mm.
so I think um, it could be embarrassing if they
Yeah.
say something wrong or make a mistake.
Yes.
So Hind, do you have any strategies for that to get students to speak without being embarrassed?
Well, I told them at the beginning of the semester that يعني I'm not a bad teacher, and I will not make anything for you if you made a mistake. And it's not allowed in my class to laugh on someone. If you laugh, you will have a punishment. You will go to the social worker, or I will call your parents. It's not allowed at all to laugh on someone.
Yeah.
And you are not allowed to correct for them if they make a mistake. Only the teacher is allowed to correct for the students.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it works in my class actually. I'd let them read and they speak and they write. And that is good, alhamdulillah, yani. I don't have any problem with this one.
Yeah. And I
And
think, yeah.
and I have the reward sometimes in each week, for example, or on each 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, for example, I told them that if you answered and participate, you will take points, and the next class we will take it outside. And they get excited about that.
Mhm.
And I will let them, for example, I will let 5 minutes or 10 minutes in a week. Once we are done, we will go outside. I will let the boys to play with the football and the ladies to draw as a reward. So if you didn't practice, you will not go. That is,
Mhm.
yeah, and it works.
Yeah, I think that there's many reasons for that because one
Mm,
one thing is that for the curriculum
yeah.
that I'm teaching because for teenager students, so I teach them
Mhm.
based on not the strategy as I teach kids, like from
Yes.
songs or from a short story, from funny
Mhm.
story, but I teach them based on the textbook that they are learning at school, because because the parents are really focused on their mark at school, so they want to get the
Mm,
good mark. But actually I don't think that is it will work, because they need to have the basic foundation first, and then to get the good mark, actually the good mark, they need time to practice, you know
mm.
yeah.
And instead of that, you need to lift the book sometimes and just to focus on the skills, learning skills, reading, writing, listening. That is what we need to focus on.
Yeah.
And sometimes to leave the textbook. If you stuck with the textbook, they will not learn. Actually, they are just memorizing things, and they will do it in the exam, and they will pass.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that I'm teaching my students, teenager students, because the curriculum is it's just the order from the English
Mm,
center. They have me. They get me to teach them their curriculum from that textbook. So actually, I want to teach them like more creativity, not just only
mm,
from like grammar, because even for me, when I was in school, I also was really like get bored when it comes to learning grammar. Yeah.
yes, I understand you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we don't realize, we don't understand the value of grammar until
Mm,
later, I think,
Mm,
even when learning another language. But
mm,
I mean, um, yeah, we find out later what is the purpose of grammar. And so I think it's a hard sell. It's a difficult thing to get students to pay attention to that.
yeah.
Um, yeah, they don't understand why it needs to be a certain way, or why the words need to be in this order
mm.
instead of something
Yeah.
else, for example.
Then
All right, guys, let's talk about. So Funga had mentioned that sometimes she uses video in her classes with her kids. We're talking about TV and series and uh, perhaps movies. So I want to ask you, oh, let's see if my chat is working. I will type this in the chat. But basically, I'm going to ask you, have you used TV shows in teaching, in learning English yourself, or in teaching English? So, are there ways that you have used parts of a comedy show, for example, in teaching? Or did you use English language TV series for yourself to continue
Mhm.
learning English? Okay. So, Feng, what about you? So, you could tell us about the names of series that you have watched that you thought were helpful, or any YouTube channels that you find helpful, or any ways that you have used this for your own students.
Yes, I
So,
would.
what do you say?
Yes, I do
Mm-hmm,
use like learning English from TV show or the videos on
mm-hmm,
YouTube because I think that is way easier for the learners to learn English or learn another language if they
mm-hmm,
interested in the like the the how do you say that the content of the videos that we want, like if I like to listen to music, so I will learn English from music first to get the interest, to get my
mm-hmm,
interest in like, and for example, if and I also learned English from TV series, like some comedy movies, because like I said, because I love the genre of films like comedy, right? So
mm-hmm,
I will go for some series like Friends or How I Met Your Mother, because and
mm-hmm.
the character on those series, they also use a lot of like normal expression that the native speaker used usually. Like it's not from textbook, because from textbook sometimes it sounds like unnatural. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So I can learn from the basic word, even the basic word, but it sounds much more natural and they use a lot. And but I think that it's not really work if the learners are just in the low level, I think,
Mm.
because they
So it
can,
doesn't work
yeah, it doesn't work.
unless they have a certain uh,
Yeah,
basic
certain,
level
yeah,
of.
because I
Hmm.
remember the time that I the time that my level is, I think that that time my level was much more lower than this. So
Hmm.
I watched the series TV, but actually I didn't understand a word. So I turned on the subtitle and I keep
Hmm.
watching it. So I just only focus on the subtitle and subtitle in my own language. Even that I play like two type of subscription, but I only focus
Hmm.
on my own language because our brain it just
Hmm.
want to choose to the one that is easier.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
yeah, so I think that, but it is work if we can learn from TV series, but it's just in the short scenes, you know so we can
Mm.
listen again and again. We focus on the line, and if we didn't understand, we can play we can show the lines, show the like the subscription, and then after
Hmm.
we read it and we listened along with the line, so we can understand that word, and we turn off and we like played it again. But it
Okay,
actually,
so wait, so from you're saying subscription, but I think you mean
ah
subtitles,
yeah,
right?
subtitle,
So you're watching the subtitles.
I mean
Okay.
the subtitle.
So guys, I'm sorry that so are you students, are you seeing anything in the chat at all? Because every time I type something it disappears. So I'm sorry because
Yeah,
normally I would be writing many
sorry.
things in the chat.
Subscription is
Yeah.
when we purchase an app, for example. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes, okay. Right. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that. So Hind, what about you? So have you used TV shows to help you learn English, or do you use any video with your students?
Yeah. Well, for me, I use the TV series to learn a language, but not English, to learn the
Mm,
Korean language because
Oh.
my major in the university was Korean and English languages and their
mhm,
literature. So what I used to do it is to watch a Korean series, then I write what are the words or the sentences that I hear. I'm
Mhm.
trying to write them, and it helps me a lot to learn. Once I know or recognize any word in the series, I write it. And if I made a mistake by writing the word, I go and search it and will find the correct writing for it and write it again. And it helps me a lot to memorize the words and to memorize the how we write the words and all these things. Even the pronunciation, Korean pronunciation, it's different from English, Arabic, and even for themselves, they have some letters. They
The character,
yeah, they are
the character is
confused between
different.
some
Mhm.
letters. Yeah, they are confused between
So their alphabet
Yeah,
is
yeah.
yeah, the
completely
alphabet.
different.
Yes,
Yeah.
their alphabet is different,
Mhm.
and even the Korean themselves, they feel it's hard on them sometimes. The vowels are confused there so much. Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
have to say
All right.
that
So,
every
oh,
language
go ahead.
have their own beauty. So where so
Mhm.
sometimes we think that oh this language is beautiful, that language is beautiful. We
Mhm.
want to learn them, but actually when we're involved in we
Yeah.
get a lot of
Mhm.
trouble. And if we can stick with it, so like the matter is if we can stick with it or not.
Mm. So, Hint, I'm so interested to know, why did you major in Korean language?
Well, I
Did
took it by a chance. يعني, when you apply for the university, you should put, for example, five majors. So
Mhm.
I put the first thing, I want to study languages. Uh, so I put the first one, I guess it was Spanish, then Chinese, لا, Spanish, then Turkish, then Korean, then Chinese.
Mm,
And the most thing that I want to learn is the Chinese because my dad he works with the Chinese people. That is why that I wanted to study Chinese, but I didn't get it. And the major that I have it was Korean and English languages, and I said I will try before I change
yeah.
my major. I will try.
Mhm.
If I like it, I will stay in it, and I like it.
So, so you're saying that you have to choose like five languages
Yeah,
in your school?
you can choose languages or any major.
Oh,
Can yeah, any major that you want.
mm, but
You can choose
yeah,
as much as you want, but it depends on your total in your high school. You will get a major. For example,
mm,
my total in the high school was 92, 92.1, and and I wanted as the first thing to study Turkish and Chinese, or Chinese, Turkish or Chinese, both of
Mhm.
them, and they are higher than a 90 and 92. They are higher than 92. You need to have more grade.
Wow,
Uh,
so it's very competitive,
yes, it is.
oh,
because 92 is a fairly high score.
Yeah,
Like, so
yes,
in
it is.
United States, so in A, so we go by A, B, C,
yeah.
D,
Mm,
and
You
F
have
in our
another
grading
skill.
system. And so an A starts at 93. So you were almost at an A, and it was
yes,
still
yes.
wasn't good enough. So that's really shocking. So I thought maybe you decided to study Korean because you liked Korean television or Korean movies.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I used to watch them with my cousins. That they tell me to put Korean, so that is why I bought Korean. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
well, the thing that let me study it was my doctors. The doctors were kind and good in teaching, and they encourage us, and they teach us many things about Korean language, Korean culture. That is why we involved with this language, and we like it so much. That I
So also, I wondered if you studied it because Korea has a reputation of paying foreign teachers very well. So so if you want to teach English in any country abroad, Korea is, at least for Americans, the highest
Mm,
paying
Oh,
place that
really?
you can
I didn't
go.
know about
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
So I thought maybe you thought you would work in Korea as an English
Oh,
teacher.
I wish to go there, but my parents didn't allow me to go. I
Mm,
had two scholarships to go there,
mhm.
but my parents said that it's too far, so you are not allowed.
Oh, oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
so you got
two
two
scholarship
scholarship? Oh my God.
too.
Mm. She's made she made your own choice one time.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
Ah,
but you have to listen to them. That is why.
yeah.
Mm. Be,
So
be,
different cultures. So
yeah.
I think in the United States, uh, 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 I would say, sorry, mom and dad.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going,
Oh,
but
it's
that's, but
my
where our
mom.
culture is very different. So,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. No, no. Arabic
I would
parents
say,
are
please forgive
strict.
me. Please speak to
Yeah.
me again when I come home, but I'm going to go.
They are strict here. The parents are strict.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Strictly, right? Yeah.
I guess that in Vietnam the same thing or no?
Yeah,
Asian,
Vietnam.
Asian,
I think that
I
in the
Asian
past, the
countries.
parents are much more strict
Um.
than recent times. Because,
Mm,
for example, because I also really want to study abroad. So if I got that scholarship like you, yeah,
Mhm.
I was like, I also kind of stubborn. So I prefer to make my own choice. Like I want
Mhm.
to responsibility about
Mhm.
my life.
yeah.
Mhm.
At least that I think that that choice it helped me to work in another like page, you know.
Mm,
How do you say that you can change a life? Maybe that
Oh,
decision
okay.
can
yes.
So it helped
Yeah.
you to
Right.
turn the
I
page, you
turn
would
the page,
say.
Ah,
yeah.
Turn the
right.
page.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Fung, you also mentioned that when you were learning English, you like to use music, or that also with your students, you
Mm.
use music.
Yeah.
So, but you were talking about that you would learn the lyrics to a song. So, who were some musical artists, or whose songs did you listen to when you were learning
Yeah.
English?
So recently, I'm listening to music by Taylor Swift. Yeah,
Hmm.
the singer is like really popular, like all over the
Hmm.
world. Yeah, and recent time I also came to the cinema to watch the Era Tour movie.
I
Again.
haven't seen it yet. I want to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, it was really like rewarding because I feel like that I was in at her concert, but actually I'm not really satisfied with the sounding because it's not loud enough. You know, it's not loud enough.
Yeah. Well, a concert is very loud. So, so do you have a favorite Taylor Swift song?
Yeah, like All Too Well and Red. Actually, I'm listening. I listen to a lot of her song from
Mm,
the Red album and
mm,
1989. Yeah, because I think that
mm-hmm,
there are a lot of like my favorite song from those albums.
mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have a favorite Taylor Swift song, um, just because it encourages me all the
No,
time, and that's "Shake It Off."
shake
So
it
I
off. Oh
love
yeah.
"Shake It Off." So I would say I'm probably the oldest Taylor Swift fan, but I want to go see the Eras movie because everyone is saying it's
Yeah,
almost as good as being at the concert.
yeah.
And so
Actually,
people who actually were at the concert in person, um, okay, just there was a news story. So I live in the city of Chicago, and there was a Chicago person who went to the concert when she was in Chicago,
mm.
but also has seen the movie 78 times. I think this is insane.
Oh, 78
Seven,
times.
eight, 78
Oh,
times.
oh
And
my
he's
God.
not done yet. He's going to see it more times. And it's a man. So, we don't expect there's more female fans than
Is
male
he
fans for
is
her
he
music.
obsessed with is he
Yes,
obsessed with her?
he's an autistic person,
Oh,
but he's a high functioning autistic person. But 78 times,
just
that's
that
over, I don't know, over $1,000.
it's kind of
Yeah,
insane.
that's crazy. All right, so guys, when we talk about current TV series
Mm.
that you are enjoying watching now, do you tend to watch series from your country, or do you tend to watch foreign series more? Okay, so Hind, what series do you like, and what country are they from?
Foreign series. For example, I like American show like Criminal Minds. It is the best for me. Criminal
Mm-hmm.
Minds, and I always watch Korean series because
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch them. Sometimes I use them without subtitle, even
Mm-hmm.
though, yeah. And that's it. I just use Criminal Minds. I start in any episode that I want. Once I want to see something, I go directly for Criminal Minds.
Okay, so
And
Fung, have you heard about Criminal Minds? Have you heard of this
Criminal
series?
Mind. I haven't.
Criminal Minds. So,
I
Hint, could
haven't.
you tell Fung a little bit about what Criminal Minds
yeah,
is?
A Criminal Minds is a series about detectives and police, for example, who are investigated in about criminal and uh, bad guys, criminal. And so
I
on.
think it's about serial murderers. Is it correct, Hint?
Sometimes it's about murder, and sometimes they are small cases, criminal small cases.
So tell us, what do you like about it? So what
Well,
draws you in?
it's keep you. How can I say? It's keep you waiting that you want to know what will happen,
Oh, oh, oh.
and how will they will discover these things and how
Mhm.
they will solve it. Yeah.
So
Even
do you try to guess? Do you try to guess who is the criminal, or?
yes, of course, you will be suspect in each one. That
Mhm.
I like this thing. Yeah, to start analyze what they are doing, to analyze this person, to the character for this person,
Mhm.
to analyze.
Right,
Uh,
like we try to
yeah,
find the evidence or the proof.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You start thinking. You keep your mind working. Yeah.
So, Hint, would mystery be your favorite genre of movie to watch?
Well, not always.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like to watch mystery things, and sometimes just
Mm-hmm.
you want to have fun. So you're watching funny things that you don't need to be focused, right,
Mm-hmm.
with the episode or for a whole hour. When you are watching something mystery, you need to be focused because if you
Mm.
miss a second, you
You
will
have to
lose
think. We
everything.
have to think
Yeah,
logically
yes,
to know the yeah.
yeah. So when I don't want to focus, I just watch a funny things.
Okay, so you mentioned that you watch Korean shows sometimes too. Do you have a favorite Korean show?
Well, there is a many, but I like a series called W two
Do
words.
you know Running
Mm-hmm.
Man? um,
Running
yeah.
Man, no. It's talking about two words. One word inside a story, and the other word is world, is the real world that we live in. And the character for this story, it will come out from the story and will go to the real life and so on.
Oh,
Yeah,
that sounds good because I
yeah,
do like fantasy and I like time
yeah,
travel. These are kinds of shows that I like.
and
So,
yes, it's fun.
Fung, what kinds of shows are you watching right now, or do you like?
Yeah. So so recent days I'm watching the series like Two Broke Girls. Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
also another genre like comedy
Mm-hmm.
series,
Mm-hmm.
but and rather than that, like different from compared to the other
Mm-hmm.
series like Friends or How I Met Your Mother, they have the same content like for about love or about friends. Yeah, these movies also about friends, but they have the content about how we can run a business because two brokers you can guess the content of that movie that there are two there are two like there's a person who work as a waitress
Mm-hmm.
at the coffee at the store, no, I mean
Mm-hmm.
the restaurant. And then she like she get to know the a friend. That friend is just like just got bankruptcy because her father uh is get in jail. So it means that she
Oh,
just from
her
the
father is in jail
yeah
because of bankruptcy or
bankruptcy
maybe financial
yeah and
misdeeds or
yeah
yeah.
and she and her father is get some like some problem with the
Mm-hmm.
because maybe that he got into trouble because of the criminal things. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure. Yeah, and she's just from the procrastinate like from the high classes to drop to the to
Mm-hmm.
broke flat broke girl. Yeah,
Oh,
and then
okay.
they get together. But one interesting thing is that the girl who the girl who works at the restaurant, and she got the she has a knack at making cupcakes. Yeah, and the
Mm-hmm.
other girls who just got broke because her father get in jail. You know, she
Mm-hmm.
has got a talent of making running a business. Like she
Mm-hmm.
has a lot of interesting idea in their mind, and she tried to persuade the her friends that they should run a business and they should start a business about like about the store where is make a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like good cupcakes because
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I think that I can learn not only about learn English, I also can learn about their like the way that we think when we run a
Mm-hmm.
business. Yeah, like how we can
Okay.
promoting our products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you think you would ever start a business, Feng?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
You do.
Yeah, I do.
So what kind of business do you think you might start someday?
So because after I'm teaching my
Mm-hmm.
after I teach my kids for a while, so
Mm-hmm.
I really I love their job. So I have an idea that maybe I can run a business, run another English center to teach kids
Mm-hmm.
because even that now I'm currently living in a countryside. It's not in a big city,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But a lot of parents care about their children, care about how their children can got a good chance in the future
Mm-hmm.
if they have English, because maybe in the future they can work like in an international company or something like that. And even not for get a good job learning English, because English is a global
Urban
language.
language.
Yeah, they can learn a lot if they can understand the language. They can learn on the internet, or because a lot of useful information they are written by English.
That's true.
Yeah,
So many students here on Cambly need English because all of the written materials for their job
yeah,
are in English, or their
yeah,
technical manuals are in English.
yeah, that's
So,
right.
Hind, have you ever thought that maybe you would open your own English school?
Well, no.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know if I will keep working in a teaching field, because
Mhm,
either I will switch to teach kindergarten, or I will switch to work
mhm,
inside a company. Companies as an HR. Yeah,
mhm,
I like this job, to be an HR, or to work in human resources.
mhm. So if you got a job in HR, would you stay in Dubai or would you go to another country?
No, no, we stay in Dubai, because
Mhm,
I guess the salaries here is good, and
mhm.
my family is here living.
Ah, okay.
You need to be with your family.
So they will not let you go. You cannot go to
Until you
work in another country.
even if you married someone, you need to to stay with your family sometimes. Yeah, you need to tell them
Mhm,
everything. You need to visit them. Actually, it's good for me. I like that.
mhm,
Yani, I
mhm,
enjoy it, even though I enjoy this thing.
Yeah. So if you enjoy it, it's
Yeah,
just yeah, it's just go with it.
mhm.
yeah. I enjoy. I like the
Like
family.
it's fine.
Family. Yes, yes.
So, guys, let's talk about, for last topic of today, let's talk about reality TV shows in your country, because this is always interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to hear about this. So, do you know what a reality show is, students? Okay,
It's
so for example, Master Chef. This is a cooking competition show
Mm.
that they have in many countries. This is a reality show. Or in the United States, we have dating shows
Yeah, dating show.
where, so that would be a reality show. Or the Real
Like Got Talent,
Housewives of,
Britain
oh,
Got Talent, reality show. Britain's
ah,
Got Talent or Americans
oh,
Got
that's right.
Talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
used to
in
crazy about that show.
your country, so in Vietnam or in Dubai, are there reality shows like this?
Yeah.
And if there are, what reality shows do you have? So, Fong, in Vietnam, are there any reality shows?
Yeah, we have dating show and like um sing for the stranger who want to come to that show and sing, and then they can have the chance to be a singer. So what do you say? What
Oh,
kind of
so you
show?
have talent. You have a
Oh,
talent
talent
show, or
talent show, yeah. But actually, I don't really like those shows, especially for my country. So
Mhm.
especially the dating show because I feel like it's really fake. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder about ours also. I mean, are these people really real? Or
Yeah.
many people in the United States think that people appear on these shows because they want to become
Yeah.
famous, maybe.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so Hind, in Dubai, are there reality TV shows?
Well, I'm embarrassed to say that I don't know, because
Ah,
I don't watch that much of
yes.
yeah, or I don't open the TV. If I
Hmm.
open the TV, I just open it on the news channel
Hmm.
to see the news around the world, especially what happens nowadays, and that's it. So I don't know, but there is a
Hmm.
series I watched. I guess it's from Saudi Arabia. It's called Khawatir. It is about someone who is called Ahmed Al Shuqairi, who traveled around the world and to see the culture for each country. He went to Japan,
Ah,
to America, to the Arab
It's kind of
countries.
traveler,
Yeah, like a
traveler
traveler.
vlogger or
Yeah.
something,
hmm.
No,
right?
no, 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 no. It is a TV show. It is a
Oh,
series.
Hmm.
oh,
Yeah, it
oh.
is a series, and I guess there is a 10
Episodes,
no, 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 10
Episode. 10,
10 seasons.
10 season,
10
yeah.
seasons. Oh,
Yeah,
that's a lot.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that
And
sounds
each
interesting. I love
series,
travel shows.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and each season is 30 episodes, and it is really interesting actually to learn about other cultures and what is happening there, and how they live their lives, and so on.
Students, we're going to be disconnected. We're
Yeah.
counting down. I just want to
Yeah.
say I enjoyed hearing you talk